Now that we have these shapes drawn, we are going to add another shape. So we are again going to go up to our Start New 2D Sketch button in our top left corner. And then we are going to click on the front face of our cylinder, bringing up our crosshairs. Now we're going to pan over a little bit here because we are going to make this drawing a little bit bigger than some of our other drawings, and we are going to make another rectangle. So you'll notice there's a drop down menu here, and you could use any of these to draw some different shapes, but we're again going to stick to the 2-point rectangle on top. I'm going to start with my top left corner, drag it down to my bottom right, but this time I am going to type in my dimension of 75. This will be a little bit bigger than the keychain you're creating. In my top toolbar, or by pressing D, I am going to select the Dimension button. This will allow me to dimension the lines I have already drawn to become a specific size. So it will change the length of the line that I have already drawn. Now, it automatically makes it 90 right here. And if I try and change a dimension that's already done somewhere else, it won't let me. That's what that pop-up just said. So now that I have this 90 here, I'm going to double click it, which will allow me to change it. I'm going to bring up this blue box, get rid of my 90, and put 75 in there. Notice how it shrinks just a little bit, and I now have a perfect square that I will now be able to extrude in order to do my next function. Now, my next step here would be to finish my sketch so I can go about extruding my shape. I'm going to go up to that extrude button, or press E right there, and extrude my shape 4 millimeters. It should automatically select, and since our last one was 4 millimeters, we should only have to press OK. Now I can use my view cube to rotate around and get a good view of this. To have a good view of this front face, because we are going to be starting a new 2D sketch on that face, so we can add a picture. So go up to Start 2D Sketch, and now go back and double click on that face. Mine didn't work there, so I'm just going to click it again. Sometimes that happens. Double click, and it should bring up the crosshairs. Now I'm going to pan over, and now I am going to be adding in an image in my next step so I can trace it to put in my pattern. My top toolbar, I am going to select Image and then find the pre-downloaded image that I have selected. I have the Maryvale logo available for you on Google Classroom. You should download it, and then you can insert it into your own space junk. If you have your own picture, feel free to use that one instead. Once your picture is in there, you are able to manipulate and change the size and orientation of that picture to fit your needs by dragging and dropping just like you would in Google Slides. Simply select a corner. What you'd want to do is place it in the top corner, drag and drop, and make it a nice size for your square you have here. There's no specific sizing right here required on this M, but it should take up a good quarter of this piece of 3D CAD square you have on screen. Once you get it positioned where you would like it, then your next step is going to be to trace it using the line tool. While using the line tool, you're going to want to zoom in as far as you can to make sure that you are lining up the edges precisely. So go up to the top left corner and select line, and then make your zoom. Really get in there and be precise. You should be lined up exactly. Take a few extra seconds to make sure your lines are exactly 90 degrees in the case of your Maryvale M, and you'll notice that there's also a number of lines showing up between other lines. You can see right here that there is a line created. Also notice right here the line going in between the top of my 2 points. It is very faint, but it shows that the height is the exact same between the left point of the inside of the M and the right point of the inside of the M. This is very helpful in designing later, as we want our things to be symmetrical. These points will continue to appear as we get through the rest of our M, as we are matching points up as we mirror the other side. Be sure to use these to help you, and take the few extra seconds it might take to make things line up exactly where they should be. This is not a fast process, but when you are done, it should complete a full M, and you will notice your very last dot will be a green dot indicating you have completed a completely closed shape. This completely closed shape, as you can see I have created right here, can be extruded by going up and using the extrude tool. You should click Finish Sketch or press E on the keyboard so you can use that tool, and then select the M you just drew. Notice how that M is now highlighted and is showing popping out. I want to make it so it is not quite 4 millimeters, and I want to make it so it goes inwards on my drawing. So I am going to change my arrow to go backwards, and then I am going to change my measurement right here to 2 millimeters. So it will go halfway through the distance of my board. Once I do that, I can hit OK, and that will show my cut right there, and it makes my picture disappear. That can be reclaimed later if you need to see it, but for now, it's out of our way because we have the feature we want from it.